Hi, good afternoon, traders. This is Mark, and just gonna go through some of the general market commentary. I think it's been a week since I posted, so let's just see what the market has been up to for the past 1 week or so. My voice is a bit off, but just bear with me for today. And okay, first thing I usually go to see is the spiders, and you can see now the spiders, right? I mark out this red area, which is natural resistance and support area, and I think there's a likelihood that it could bounce off this particular area itself. But then these are just conjectures, and it's just for fun, the predicting. For me, I don't really try to predict the market. It's just more of having good risk to reward situations. And in this case, we can see that the 50-day is still about pointing up to flat. So we give still that this is still in a bullish environment until the things start sloping down, and then the prices start going lower high and lower low. So as of now, it's still in the uptrend. So try not to put on too much shorts if you are shorting, because you don't want to trade against the trend, right? Because bad things happen to those who trade against the trend. And I think this is a very important concept that we all should know, right? And trade in accordance to the trend. Very important. Okay, so let's just move on to some of the stocks that I am actually have been trading, and the updates to them. The first one is Wells Fargo. Okay, so Wells Fargo, right? I took an aggressive trade, all right, based on this trend line break. Let me just mark it out properly. Okay, so I took this break here. I entered around this doji, and then I took profit targets near the highs here. Okay, the entry was it's around 42.5. All right, and my stop was below here. So it just goes to show that because this is an aggressive entry, you must take your profits a little bit quicker in this sense lah. And also you don't know whether the market will continue to will come down after that or go up. So that is why I always take quick profits first. Those who are my students will know this lah. Okay, we will take quick profits first, and then 2 levels, and then try to ride the last position. And if the last position is a break-even trade, then it's fine, because at least you have taken 2 profit targets. So this is important to know. Yeah. So for this Wells Fargo, right, you can see that it's actually coming back to test this support area again. So depending on how the market unfolds, it is actually possible to actually try it one more time around this, based on the Fibonacci trade, right, around this 64 region. Okay, and your stop will be slightly below the 786, which is around 39.99, sort of the $40 region. Okay, and we trade it up, hopefully to the highs in this case, and we still have our mini profit targets along the way, so that when you take off some positions earlier, it makes it easier for you to write out the third position, the final and third position, because the psychology is you have already made some profits, so you do not have the hesitancy to actually take off your last position in this case. So I think this is not a bad opportunity, okay, because but I'm a bit hesitant, because this is a second time we have tested this, and so it is a little bit more obvious to the masses, and hence it is a little bit more risky, but definitely still possible trade setup right over here. Okay, and the next one is ADM. I've exited ADM also. Okay, sorry, let me delete these lines. Okay, so ADM, right, by itself, sorry, not this one. Yep, so this is the move. So ADM by itself, I entered around this 61.8 region. Alright, I think last 2 weeks you all have seen a video lah. Alright, and my exit criteria for this is to actually, when the trend line actually broke in this case, and when it broke, I actually exited around this this 36.65 region, okay, and I'm okay with this trade because my risk is about 33.50 right here, okay, and my reward is about close to 36.65 for this, and of course it has the chance to go up again, but always adhere to your rules. So for me, I had this game plan on this stock, that when it breaks the trend line, right, this medium term trend line, I will exit, and this is what I did. Okay, so always know what you're going to do beforehand, okay, hopefully, and if you're not comfortable, always take some position off to stabilize your psychology also lah, so that you can manage the position better. Okay, so this is a very simple trade, same. And then I also traded VK on an aggressive breakout here. Okay, a little similar to Wells Fargo. All right, so this one, right? Hold on, huh? So this one, the entry was about 30.74. Okay, take one target here. Okay, then I move the stock to break even, and this one stopped me out, the last two positions for this. Okay, so I made a very little amount of money here, but this is an aggressive trade, so comfortable with that. And right now it's also testing the 50 again, and you can see that there's actually a mini setup, okay, right over here, 786, small 786 setup with tons of resistance and support here. And if you can read volume, there's also volume support around this 28.50 to 29.25 region. So okay, I mean the volume support is not as close I would want it to be, but it's still there lah. So this is actually quite an okay trade. So if it comes back down again, right, you can consider to take this 786 if you have not entered into this position yet. But I did not enter into this position. Okay, and possible setups, right? I would say would be something like DirecTV. Okay, this 618. Okay, this 618 here, and you have natural support. This is you could still enter here if tonight it open around 59.70 or below. You can actually take a bet on this and put a stop below this 786, which is about 58.17. Okay, and use your money management and trade it up again. Okay, so this is just a normal B trade. Lesser opportunities now because some of the pullbacks are not there yet. Okay, another one is Craft. Okay, Craft is here, the 786 here. Yep, I got in a very small position here lah. Okay, it's sort of I didn't really pay attention too much on this, but I took a small position here. Okay, and I'm looking for it to go up. For this one, I think the first one has been hit already. I need to check my accounts lah. But the first target should have been hit, and the second should be reached soon. Let's say if the market goes up again today, goes up tonight, and I'm just hoping to ride this thing up lah, because at $53, I think it's still reasonable based on the prices. Okay, in terms of volume, nothing much to be said here. It's just very heavy natural support and resistance. Natural support that could actually help put this trade in my favor lah for this case. So straightforward for this, and let's go to the Singapore stocks, right? So STI. So let's talk a little bit about STI. So last video I said that there is actually a lot of congestion and heavy resistance here. Okay, and based on the effort it took, right, from 3,000 to about 3,260, I said that chances are that it's very hard for it to break through, and it has proved true. It has actually retraced a little bit. The problem is you don't know how far you'll retrace, right? So based on a normal Fibonacci level, right? I guess that probability would be it could hit the 50 or the 618 lah. But as of now, we are just speculating on this. We don't know. And another way would be just draw a trend line downwards. Okay, and when it breaks, we can consider longs. So for the Singapore market now, I think general consensus is that the market is still in a correction mode. So just take position accordingly lah, until things change. This is the current situation as of now. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, I think there's a also set up in Kepcorp. Okay, right here. Right. I have a student that actually took this 618 trade. Yeah, right over here. This white line here. Okay, so in profit now, I think first target should be hit already, and hopefully he can ride out the remaining position here lah. Okay, and if you know how to read volume, there is actually strong volume support around this 1030, 1025 also. Okay, and I would say this is okay trade. It's not a bad trade. It's a B trade with natural support also. So you know, this is a setup that's very common, and you can do it over and over again lah. But for me, I only like to do it on stable and good stocks. Right? I don't trade pennies, and I also avoid the mid caps, especially in the Singapore markets. Okay, so in terms of Capitaland, okay, also could have an opportunity here for this. Let me just delete all this. Okay, so if it pulls back to the 618, I think it could be a possible region for you to take a trade also, this 305 region, because there's a natural resistance here and support zone around this area, and there's also volume, a lot of volume support around this 305 to $3 region. So I think this is also a pretty good trade if it ever enters into the 618 zone, between the 618 and the 786 zone. Okay, so not much left. Let's talk a little bit about GLP. Those who trade GLP, I have a student that loves GLP. Okay, so in terms of the you know, knowing how to draw trend lines is a very important tool to know. Okay, I've told this to my students many times. This is very important, and there are many ways to draw it, but it always pays to be more conservative. Okay, so let's say you have these 2 points, right? If you just connect it upwards this way, this way, you can see that these points, right, actually serves as points that whereby the market actually bounces off this points. Remember, this is an art form, and it's not like you know, you need to connect exactly or something. It's a more of a rough boundary range. Okay, and you can see that if you just draw it like that, you can see that it bounces off these places, this areas lah. And of course, for me, I don't actually just buy at the trend line itself. I also use Fibonacci and other things to get me into the position, because you need to know and clearly define where your stops are. Okay, so these are the tools that I do not want to trade without them lah. Okay, so like this, we can see that projects where the stock can actually roughly go lah, in terms of the boundary and the general movement of this stock. Okay, and even though it broke out already, doesn't mean that you short the stock, you see, because it could just mean that the stock has actually slowed down its up move. Okay, it's slowing down but it's still going up. So for this, right, it's very obvious that the nature of the trend has changed. So if you just connect these 2 lines, okay, point A and point B, you can see it predicts point C, point D, point E, and point F, whichever you want to call it lah. Okay, I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah. So if you just project upwards, you can see that GLP is actually towards the higher end of the boundary plus natural resistance around this area. So it does not bode well for GLP for the current moment lah. Right? Of course, we wouldn't know. Let's say if the stock continued to fly over the $354, right? Suddenly, then so be it lah. Because when we look at the markets, we must always look at odds, right? Just like you play poker, right? We must look at odds, right? So the probability of this thing continue to go up is actually slim lah. Okay, doesn't mean it won't go up, but it is actually very slim. So for me, I would actually very much rather enter back on a pullback in this case. Alright, so this is my analysis on GLP. Okay. For SGX itself, okay, there could be a potential setup inside here also. I talked this about in with my students on the webinar. So I see the 786 has actually rebounded already. So the entry should be actually yesterday lah. For those who took it, I'm not sure who took it lah. Okay, but this one I think first target should be reaching soon, and then you just need to reach 735 or something like that to hit the 2 targets lah for this, and hopefully it can pan out for them. And if you just draw a normal trend line, you can see that it's actually around this trend line region. So this is definitely a very good risk to reward ratio area trade for this. Okay, so this is just some of my analysis on what I do. And for those who trade CSI, right, I primarily trade US stocks, okay, because I find Singapore slightly less less opportunities lah for this. So I think the stocks in play now in the States, right, those who pan okay, really want to trade the high beta stocks, those stocks that are really moving a lot would be Tesla is very common. Okay, and you can see that if you trade based on a CSI basis, it's been doing very, very well. All right, CSI really destroy these stocks, right? This kind of stocks that actually move fast and moving upwards. Okay, and the stop losses are very logical points. So the only points that you will be able to get out, let's say if you trade it based on the peak to trial line, right? For those who are CSI students, right? So it could have whipped you out here, but you have gotten in here again, and then till now you'll still be riding it, right? Because this one did not break the low. Okay, it did not break the low of this bar, so you have been holding on to this position. Alright, those who want to get in on the fund with a little bit of position, then the entry point definitely will be around somewhere around here lah. Okay, which is where the current price has closed yesterday. So it is a little bit risk. It's actually high risk now lah, because the price has moved so much, and coupled with the fact that there's so many arrows already. So is you don't know whether you'll continue going or you will just crash down or what lah. Okay, so these are the risks of trading this kind of stocks. Alright, and on a trendline basis, I think the general trendline should be around this area lah. So definitely you can still trade this from with small pocket money or something like that, and hopefully it can go your way. And another one is triple D. Okay, a lot of you are trading triple D, 3D systems. Okay, and if you were to use CSI, not as good as Tesla, but still you will be still doing pretty okay lah if you are trading on a CSI basis, right? Like these areas, and these areas. Okay, so the current buy up arrow is actually around this. The entry will be around here. Okay, which is about 54.5 lah. So still possible to trade this with side money. Okay, and it just goes to show that you need to if you follow the CSI, then you need to follow the system lah. Okay, you're not supposed to happy do this, happy do that when you do trading, and there will be times where it will not be so good lah. Okay, and you need to weather this kind of areas, because this is trend trading, and trend trading always has its nuances lah. There will be difficult periods you need to weather in order to make a big money. Okay, and for me, I think CSI is actually it's quite a robust system, because the peak to trial line, right, actually helps you to lock in your profits as the stock goes up. So this is a proprietary thing that Colin has done, and I've tried it on many stocks, and I feel that yes, this is a very robust system that is actually better than a lot of systems out there lah. Okay, don't believe what I say. You can actually test it out for yourself. Those who actually have it lah, or those who don't have it, you can always come by our preview, and Colin invented this system lah. Okay, Colin will actually run you through this how this works, and some recent examples and stuff like that. So I encourage you all guys to come. Okay, just go to the hold on. Okay, just go to the colinsell.com. Okay, go to events. Okay, and you can see that the next one would be, I think we just had one on Tuesday. So I think this one, not sure if it's this one, but there will be another one on the 29th. And if there's any new changes, right, you can actually contact Alicia lah. Okay, you can contact Alicia at these two numbers. Okay, and I think that's about it lah. Okay, or if you really want to know, you can always come down and talk to us. Just make an appointment with Alicia, and then we can always go through with you on a personal basis lah, if that's what you want also. Okay, so I think that's about it. Any questions, you can just let us know, and hopefully next week we will see how the market moves. If there's some opportunities, I'll actually talk about more of this stuff. Alright, so trade safe and stay healthy.